And we're back for the F1MG Chinese Grand Prix betting preview. With me, I got Renegade and I've got my man Mech Butters. I actually Tegridybets, I should say. God, I keep calling you that. But Tegridybets, gonna see you in about a week and a half for the Miami GP. Super excited. Welcome everyone. We got the Chinese GP. It's a lot of uncertainty going into the weekend. One, we haven't been at this track since 2019. Uh, I don't think anyone's actually raced on that track since then. I believe that was the rumor I heard. There hasn't been any races on their new resurfaced track. Don't know if it's specific locations or if it's the entirety of it, as well as there's potential for rain, as we're seeing reports in the past 24 hours that there's potential for rain. Oh, by the way, it's a sprint weekend too. So new format. If you are not familiar with the new format for the sprint weekend is actually going to give you FP1, same as last time. And then we go into the sprint qualifying. So that means that will be the grid order for the sprint race. And then the sprint race will be the next day. Then they will allow the teams to open up Parc Fermé to be able to make any adjustments for qualifying after the sprint race, which then the race takes place the next day. And with that being said, we have the C2, C3, C4 compounds. I'm actually reading the Pirelli sheet right now. It says the mandatory race tires are actually the C2 and the C3, and the Q3 tire that's required is going to be the C4, which I wanted to kind of clarify something we talked about a few days ago regarding the sprint qualifying Q1 and 2, which we thought said required a new set of mediums, which I'm not seeing it on this sheet. So might as well just go right into it, guys. Welcome. How are you guys doing?
It's good to be back, always.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and it's good that we are finally getting some European time frames for the race back.
Oh, goodness Christ.
Yeah. This guy, right? This guy. Yes, we are the Americans here are going to experience what did y'all have these same times last week
I
or
think
2 weeks
so.
ago? Yeah, we got the 2 a.m., 3 a.m. time frame for
It's 3 a.m., I
qualifying.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 a.m.
Two,
practice.
2
Good
a.m.
times.
for me. Yeah. I will not be up for sprint qualifying, but I probably will stay up for the sprint. Well, definitely for the sprint race and qualifying, I think. Pretty sure, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
long weekend, to say the
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. Oh, the race though, I will definitely be up at 2 a.m. for it. We'll just have to tape the eyes open. But I wanted to come back to yeah, so all three of us have raced this track. We're professionals, by the way. Just want to let you know.
Yes.
Obviously, there is one guy here that's going to just talk about his gloriousness of podium, which Renegade is got P2 in. But
That everyone tried to take away from me. I remember the names.
asterisk is where I was going to say after that. There's an asterisk next to that. But yeah, no, it just was a fun time. I think for the guys that do play F123, I know it sounds silly, but you kind of get an understanding of this track, which might give you a little sense of what these drivers are going to get into. And what I mean by that is this track, it's a unique track, right? Like it gives you everything. It gives you a mix of high speed, low speed, you know, it's just everything. It just gives you everything. And on top of that, all the other things I called out where I was just out of breath just talking about where we haven't been here in a while, resurfaced, all these different things, variables, which is making it more challenging. And on top of that, we saw this with the betting markets overall throughout the week. I mean, today was the first day Bovada actually put out just a laundry list of odds. And even then, we're still kind of lacking some of them. but this track in general it's kind of hard to compare to what we've seen in the past, which is making it a little bit more challenging to handicap, and then yes, the rain potentials as well. But with all that being said, I think we still have some bets. We have some leans. We have some insights that we can give. And yeah, why don't we just go ahead and kick it off with a bet we like, or that we've actually booked. So I'd like to start with free money. Well, we're still on Thursday, so free money Thursday. So
I think we are on Friday. I think it's at 3 a.m., right?
well, no, technically FP1 is Thursday, but yeah,
Still
this
Thursday? Okay. All
yeah,
right.
so,
Well,
so
anyways, I
last time.
mean,
This is
Free
the
Money
last
Thursday.
Last Thursday for a while.
I'm gonna miss it, to be honest, because Free Money
Kind
Thursday has
it's
been
kind of
kind of
nice.
has been kind of smacking.
It's kind of nice.
Swept
Yes.
it again last weekend. Overall, we've had some great Fridays, Thursdays. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's actually been kind of nice. I am gonna miss these Thursday races. Not gonna lie.
these late nights have been profitable, so
Yeah,
it's been worth it.
yeah. So what do you have? What do we got?
Well, it's back to like you're kind of saying, Bovada's been napping. We have a theory that maybe the Butter Sports guys maybe on holiday, so no one knows what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So options have been kind of limited, but Hard Rock came through with some more donkey parlays, and we're going to strike them like we always do.
Oh yeah.
And this weekend pretty much resulted into one guy only, and it's going to might be difficult to hear, but it's one of our favorite guys, Mr. Big Cat Ocon.
Oh, love it.
Because we're going to be fading the absolute piss out of Gasly basically the entire weekend.
Say no more,
deep
fam.
dives in his stats, and it's staggering how bad he's been. I think he's had 0 overtakes. He hasn't made a Q2. He's done nothing. Gasly's done absolutely nothing.
0 overtakes?
0 in the entire year. So it's like it's a
Holy
crazy
shit.
stat. Yeah,
I did not know that.
It's that bad. That's how bad he's been.
Wow. Ooh.
But in FP1, just in general, he's 4-0. He swept them. Just in total times they've been on track, he's 13-5 against Gasly. It's hard to deny that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna take him. We have him straight. FP1 head to head. It's at I think a couple guys got it at 120. I got it at 135, unfortunately. But I like it anywhere to like 150 to be honest, because Gasly's just that bad. But we also got some good opportunities to parlay it and give it up to some plus money. Of course, we got Alonso over Stroll and Albon over Logan. You pair that with Ocon over Gasly, it gets you to plus 120. Stroll's awful. Alonso's not. Logan's pretty awful, and Albon's not. So easy enough. And I'm gonna this is gonna be the last time probably I see this man on my betting card, but Lewis Hamilton over Russell, along with Ocon over Gasly. I don't want to do it. I'm doing it strictly because Lewis is one of the few guys on the grid at all this weekend that has any sort of experience here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking a shot in the dark. But yeah, Lewis over Russell, Ocon over Gasly. That comes out of plus 320. That's another reason why I wanted to take a shot in the dark. So we're gonna roll with that. As you can see, it's basically Ocon over Gasly, and then a couple locks, and then we got the flyer on Lewis.
I mean, that makes sense. Experience one, and yeah, I mean, we don't know what to expect as well. Like he's typically better in the rain than Russell, and we know Russell has many dive bomb opportunities at this track, which it presents lots of them, as we saw in even our race. But the Gasly,
I mean, he could hit somebody in the pit. He almost did it last time.
Yeah, it's true. The Ocon Gasly, yeah, because like mine is minus 160. I can't find anything lower than that. So you got a good price on that. Obviously, you don't have to sell me on Big Cat over Gasly. So I'm all about a Gasly fade. So wait, was that parlayed? Did you have that parlayed, or
we got 3 separates. We got the straight, and then we have one parlay with Lewis over Russell and Ocon and Gasly, and then the main parlay, which is the plus 121, is over Stroll, Albon over Logan, and Ocon over Gasly. That's probably my favorite play.
Okay. So what does Renegade think?
I like it.
Yeah.
Eh, I do, I do. Experience is going to show here because nobody's driven here since COVID. Uh, Hamilton's had plenty of experience. Alonso's had plenty of experience. Albon hasn't, but he's a good enough driver. If he doesn't wreck then Sargent.
Yeah. And going back to Hamilton versus Russell, it's really tempting because I've been tempted to want to take on the Hamilton odds for FP1, that is specifically. It's plus 140, I think, on Bet Online. I haven't even checked what it was on Bovada and some of the other places, but I mean, come on, like you guys are saying, experience. George Russell hasn't been there. Yeah, it's still plus 140 in a lot of places. It's been tempting. That's been something I've been eyeing, but that's been my theme is taking on experience basically for the weekend. If we're gonna
I,
approach anything,
I feel like the Hamilton odds at the moment, with them being plus, like this is like a buy low
you
opportunity.
right, right. Like,
He's not gonna, I can't believe that he's gonna go through the whole season performing like he is so far. And he showed decent enough. It was just the race he didn't do well in, but other than that, he did well in qualifying to beat Russell. So, the spark's still there.
well, yeah, and he actually mentioned that after the race in Japan, even though they didn't have the result that they wanted, which really goes back to strategy. That was just a terrible strategy call. They pushed those hards longer than they should have. They're being too stubborn, thanks Toto, and they should have bailed on that one-stop strategy that they were trying to go for. They could have had a better result. But afterwards, he did say he did have better feel of the car. It was performing better than it was the first three races. So, like you're saying, it's only going to improve, you would hope, for him. And the margin was not like terrible between Russell versus Hamilton. You know what, man? You guys just sold me on this. I kind of want to do this now. I want to do this FP1 Hamilton over Russell. So,
And just with the same trends that Hamilton was very good at Suzuka as well, and he performed well there.
yeah, yeah,
So he should hopefully come over to this race.
yeah. Well, I'm going to noodle on that one. I'm going to stare at the odds. I'm going to check out some other odds. Let's go to you, Renegade. What do you have going on? Do you have a free practice play, or
I
are
do
you
not,
okay? Yeah, let's
but
hear it.
for race day, uh, we'll go some more Gasly bashing. I got Gasly last classified at around plus 275, I think, or 3.75
I
is the
like it.
decimal odds.
I like it.
Ocon is getting a new floor and the upgrades for Alpine this weekend. Uh, Ocon's being ahead of Gasly anyway when they had even cars. With the upgrade, I can't see Gasly being anywhere near. And that car was terrible at Suzuka. I think Gasly got some damage at the start, but either way, he was dropping like a stone. And did Sargent spin at the last lap? Someone or something like that happens. Gasly didn't get last classified, but it's
Oh,
the
it
worst car
was.
on
It
the grid.
was. I think it was.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
worst car on the grid and the worst driver in Alpine at the moment.
Mm. I want you to say that last part again.
Couldn't agree more.
At the moment.
No, it's true. I mean, like the stats are crazy.
Oh my God, I didn't actually know. I had no idea he had zero overtakes, but that shows you how much I actually care about him and in Alpine. I care about Ocon, but not that guy. Yeah, I can't I can't argue that. Now, do you have any reservations if rain is going to be taking place by chance, or does that make you say, actually, I prefer it more?
Uh, well, we don't really know how they perform in the rain, but I'm not really sure. The car's overweight at the moment, so it's probably not going to help them in the rain too much.
Mm,
But that's all I really would say about the rain.
yeah. No, I mean, I I might have to join you. I don't like to play the last classified odds as much. Fuck, you guys are selling me on some things this on as we're talking. So this might be something on my cards. Plus, I believe Jens Christian had that too as well with you.
I
So
think he had, which I can't find a market for myself. His was last classified for the sprint.
is it the sprint? Oh yeah, you're right. He has Sargent and Gasly.
Yep. He's got Sargent and Gasly. Yep.
I think just a full unit split between both at 3.5, so it's plus 250 for Gasly. And then 2.75, so plus 175 for Logan. I have a feeling Logan while we're on that one, I don't think he's gonna. I could see that easily being last classified, but
I
yeah.
just feel like the car should take Logan past the Alpines. It's just that if he drops it or anything,
Mm,
that's the gamble you take with last classified.
yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of why I'm like, just not interested. Might as well just piss my money away on something stupid. That more stupid, I guess I should say, because that's just a crazy market. I can't believe we have that as a market. But then again, we have a lot of crazy shit. All right. Well, I guess I will go with my play. Again, I've been very just not sure what to do with this weekend. There's been, again, I don't know how you can do a 1-to-1 apples to apples comparison from a track. So I'm just sticking with experience. And I finally got sprint
Bahrain.
odds. What's that?
Bahrain.
Yeah. Yeah. Bahrain in Hungary, right?
And the main straight, especially.
Listen, I will make one comment on this. The amount of people that are like now coming out of the woodworks and trying to do, comparisons and stuff like that. I get it. But this track, again, I want to go back to this. You cannot compare 1-to-1 on any. This is just it's a unique track. You have the turn one. I've never seen a turn one like that just anywhere. I don't think we have a turn one where it goes right into an S to complete right, where you're almost going full speed, slowing down, and you got to like almost going like 30 miles an hour into it. And then, oh, by the way, I got to almost go to a complete stop and turn directly left. And I got to get traction to go just full blast, just full throttle. You don't see a turn like that. So I
Great
don't know.
time in the game.
And then what is it? Turn 16, 17. This is where I think I was having a discussion about traction. This is where traction is going to be an issue. You can be super, super consistent with times throughout sector 1 and 2, but once you get to sector 3, that you can lose so much time if you can't get on the throttle fast enough and get the traction right, because then it just gives you that long loop into the straight, which goes into DRS. If you can't get that right, you just basically anything you did in sector 1 and 2 is just gone. Doesn't matter anymore. And we saw that too in our own race, where it didn't matter. As much time as you got on the next guy behind you, if you didn't get that turn right, that person was right behind you again and might pass you on the straight. So, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about my pick. Alonso top 6 sprint. That's it. I just went with it. I just the entire week I kept telling myself this might be one guy that could be overlooked. Maybe, I guess, because everyone's going to be so focused on McLaren, maybe on Ferrari. Of course, everyone wants to talk about Perez because that's what our Discord is just constantly horny about Perez odds. I don't understand why.
For good reason.
Yeah, he did hit few times this year, but I just and maybe he isn't being overlooked, because I did see that Jens Christian actually got odds on him for the sprint as well at plus 185 American odds, 2.85 European. So he got way better odds than I was, but that's obviously he's fortunate to have access to these books. But I love it. Sprint top 6. I mean, if it rains, I like it even more. I think that you're backing talent, you're backing a car, especially in the rain, where there won't be DRS. That car is fast enough to get around. I mean, we've seen it countlessly this year. Where they struggled was early in Bahrain, where high fuel loads, hard compound tires could not get just was not getting any pace from it. But from we're not going to have the highest fuel loads for a sprint race. And I actually don't know what tires they're going to probably start. It sounds like they're just going to use mediums. Um, so yeah, I'm going to back it, man. I'm just going to back that. I think it's going to be fun. Full unit on it. So I'll do it at even money. If you're going to tell me Piastri and all these other guys are ahead of you, but then you have in sprint qualifying, you have Alonso, Piastri, Russell, Hamilton, all the same odds, but he's worse odds than everyone else for the race. That's kind of weird to me. I'm gonna take Alonso for sure. So that's my pick. That's my pick. And yes, to go back, Jens Christian actually has Alonso top 6 and for sprint and race and around the same odds too. So he likes them for the race. So I'm fully supportive of it. As well as he has Alonso top 3 for FP1. Got he got actually really good odds on that, sorta. But I'm used to like plus 700, 7-1, 8-1 now after the year.
Yeah,
Which
I like the top 6 for the sprint for sure.
yeah,
Just because they're qualifying so early into the weekend, and like you said, we're just back in talent. So
yeah, talent. That's how I'm
And
gonna approach it.
with the type of track it is, and likely it's going to be Piastri or someone trying to challenge for that top 6. They don't
Hmm.
have the greatest straight line speed anyway, and Alonso has been using his racecraft just to be able to keep the faster cars back.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think it should be much of a problem. If Ferrari is behind him, it probably goes clear, but Mercedes and the McLarens probably struggle.
Yeah, and I actually have a few quotes as I was doing research this week. One of the quotes was from the Aston Martin engineer. Now, this was directed as a towards Stroll, but it gives you a little insight into Aston Martin. You know, they talk about they give you clues. That's the best way to kind of get your insight into what is happening with these cars and teams. But the clue was he's talking about Stroll and couldn't get past because he was complaining about his power through DRS, etc. But their deficit is what he claimed was the high speed corners, which yes, there is one big S. Okay, that's fine. But the rest is going to be either very slow speed or just a straight. So that's what Aston Martin had their problem. For Mercedes, Chauvelin, it said in Suzuka, the problems were in the slower corners, which is where we got a lot of that over here. Um, and then they were able to make up time in chicanes. So that's like what Mercedes is dealing with. McLaren, we already know, that's the what is it, the slow corners. So that's why that's why the odds are kind of reflecting that they're going to maybe struggle a little bit here is because of the slow corners. And then last one, Haas. I think they said they are in the same boat as Aston Martin, where they struggle a bit in the high speed sequence of corners, which they think they should perform better here. And I mean, you anyone that's handicapping or betting F1, pay attention to what these guys are saying pre, post race, throughout the week. They give you clues as what's to happening with the cars. So uh let's do another round table. You guys got something else?
So just going on from the comments about Aston Martin, although I'm undecided who to back at the moment, in driver to reach Q3 market, I wouldn't be backing Lance Stroll. His he's been in F1 a long time, and although he's raced this track many times, he's been behind his teammate. Nearly every time I looked, he was behind his teammate, including when he was at Williams with Sergei Sorokin. And if Alonso gets in, he's into Q3. It's not going to be like by 6 tenths, maybe be 3 tenths. Is Stroll going to be 3 tenths behind Alonso? Probably. So maybe Nico Hulkenberg's plus 175 for Q3. Magnussen's plus 138. Maybe one of those. Yuki's minus, but I'm not sure you really want to back Yuki at minus odds to get into Q3.
Nope.
But I'd be looking. I think Lance Stroll, which will be getting knocked out in Q2.
So wait, so is that what's the actual odds and what book?
So 365,
365. Okay.
and this is driver to reach Q3.
And you can bet
And
that no.
yeah, Magnussen is plus 138. Hulkenberg's plus 175. And I don't know who else would. Bottas is plus 500. And Yuki's minus 120.
Listen, I'm just proud you're using American odds right now. You're just making me proud that way.
I'm hoping for the day that you go, oh yeah, it's 4 to 5.
I will give you one show this year where I will use just fractions and that's it.
Nobody will watch the Nick show after that.
That's great. But yeah, no, I mean, what did you say about Stroll though that made you take that play? It was
So just
how
going
bad he
through
was, but you
going
can
through
elaborate.
China, previous Chinese results, and just having a look through qualifying, Stroll was always behind his teammate. And yeah, I don't think he goes well around here, even with his experience.
Yeah. Yeah, he sucks. That's good. I like that
Yeah,
handicap.
just leave it at that.
I like it. I wish I had these. I wish I had more options like that to do that because there's a lot of options where you can bet the nose and I just don't have that option. But love it. And I know we have a few people though that say he's really good in the rain. I personally don't think he's good in the rain. I don't think he's bad either. But would that concern you at all?
No, I know people have said that, but I feel like people just say that about every driver. We've seen enough rain sessions. He hasn't been exceptional in them,
Right.
so I
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
think it'd be much of an issue.
I think if a driver tends to have like one good rain experience, he gets labeled as a great rain driver, and I feel like that's rarely ever the case.
I mean, they're professionals. They need to be good in the rain, regardless.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they have to. But yes, there are guys that are just, you can tell that are exceptional in the rain versus others. But I think that's just by experience because they've had like an Alonso. He's good in the rain because he's done it many times in the rain. And plus, he's had to do it in V10s, not in a V6 hybrid. So,
And Ocon's supposed to be good in the rain, but is he really that good in the
listen,
rain?
I do not want any big cat slander right now. He's good everywhere. Rain, snow. Put some snow on the freaking track, and he will break records. That's right. I said that. No, just kidding. He won't. But he's good. Can't wait till he's a Mercedes again. Uh all right. Let's get moving. Tegrity, do you have another one? You have another bet for us?
One that's kind of been tipped around the Discord, and then one that a guy F1 tips bet tipster put out was the both McLaren top six no,
Mm-hmm.
and that's for the race. I like that one as well. I like it a lot actually. Not only have they've only accomplished that one time this year so far, just in general. But I kind of don't want to keep hammering, but we are just kind of back in experience, and neither one of them have it really here, or just an F1 in general, especially with Oscar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that one's pretty easy to go. No top six, 1.9 or plus minus 110.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I like it and wish I can do that pick, but I can't, unfortunately. But yeah, no, that's a good one. And it goes also their track fitment. They technically should struggle here. Again, I'm gonna throw away the track fitment because if there's rain, what you're gonna see, and this is what's gonna be interesting too, is teams have this hour to fiddle around for FP1, figure something out. Let's just say there is some rain. Well, then they're not going to be having an aggressive setup, obviously, because then if there's going to be rain for sprint qualifying, they're probably going to keep the same setup. They will go into the sprint race, probably not care as much, like the back marker teams won't care as much because then they can just actually put the car to the actual fitment they want for the race, qualifying and race later on. So maybe if they can't find anything, they're just going to just say it's a wash for the sprint and focus on the race. I don't know, but those are things it's going to be very interesting to see. And then we have another sprint race for week after two. Yeah, I think it's the week after. Yeah, next week. That's right. Fuck, it's almost the end of April. Can't believe that. I do have another play as we were talking. I did an FP1 play. So I got a free money Thursday play. I only did a half unit, but going back to your Hamilton Russell, I just booked that. I did Hamilton over Russell, FP1 plus 140, buy low opportunity, backing experience. What more do you want from me? Don't read too deep into, do I think, Hamilton is better than Russell? No, just
To be fair, they were neck and neck last FP1.
yeah.
It
And
was
then
like 0.04 off, something like that. So
yeah.
nothing.
And we talked about Hamilton had a pretty decent race. He felt more comfortable in the car at the last race. Just going back to strategy, just being their issue, that why they finished, what was it, 8th and 9th. So I'm gonna back it. I'm gonna back it. The other markets, so the two markets that I was very intrigued with, classified over under 17 and a half. We did talk about even that same exact market for Japan, and here we are again, minus 115 each side. I'm actually tempted to do the under again. It did hit last time for Japan, though there's a little bit, which there was a car that started, what was it, Logan's car? Someone didn't start the race, and we had like 19. But either way, under 17 and a half, I can imagine there could be some chaos here. Probably right at 17. You probably could see 2 to 3 DNF. So I think it's priced right. I'm just intrigued with it. Especially if there's going to be any kind of rain, I'm going to definitely slam the under, but don't know if there's actually going to be rain on race day. And then lastly, Bet Online actually has non-teammate head-to-head matchups. I'm backing Alonso over Hamilton. I think that's good. That's going to likely be my play. I haven't booked it, but that is what I'm very interested in. So just FYI. Any last thoughts, guys? Any last plays or anything you're eyeing as it's getting closer to FP1 or the weekend in general?
I mean, I would probably be on my typical Perez to finish second, just because why not? And we hit a
Just
nice plus 550 trifecta last time, and I think I'm addicted. So be on the lookout for that.
yeah, you
Have,
just
have I got you on the trifectas now?
Yeah, the Renegade, him and his ponies. There we go. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm all the way in.
If you guys don't know, Renegade is the boss of horse betting. We all just tail it blindly. Don't even, yeah, just go. Get in there. Get in our Discord. Not only are you getting free F1 tips, you're getting free horse betting tips too. Just
Exactly.
just saying. Just saying. We expanded our horizons. We're pretty good in other sports like shit. I mean, Tegrity is like a Swiss Army knife. He's fucking ready for ping pong in Russia and is ready to go and it will put 2 units down on whatever female ping ponger. It's amazing. The guy just knows a lot. So
Also, we do
Bravo.
actually do technically have 2 races. We got IndyCar this
Oh,
week.
that's right. Oh, you got me excited. We don't have much time. We do have IndyCar, Long Beach, super pumped.
Yeah, I would just say if you guys don't watch IndyCar, it's going to be coming on after F1 for sure. So if you still just haven't finished that itch for betting on some cars, it's a good time to hop in the Discord because we'll be tipping it for sure.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's a good time.
Oh yeah. It's a beautiful race weekend too. We have IMSA too at Long Beach as well. So we got IMSA back there. Oh man, there's lots of racing. So I'm pretty excited. I'm just hoping we do get to see some IndyCar odds. So far, nothing. I know we have talked about. I saw Bet Indy. He did talk about. I think it was Pillow and Newgarden. He's guessing about
I think
7-1.
Andretti was out there
Or
for
and
sure.
then he said Andretti, which I'm
Who might have something to prove, especially with their fancy new headquarters in Silverstone.
yes, but Colton Herta is my Leclerc, and they
This is
love
true.
to this. But I did say if I can get Herta at 12-1, I might take it. Either way, but get into Discord. We will have some IndyCar, lots of betting action there. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be on tomorrow night. I will be on tomorrow night. I don't know how much data to really massage through because we only get one free practice session and then yeah, so we'll just go straight into it. But
yeah, a lot of reactive
excited.
betting this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, it's fun. It's real. First Chinese race in 5 years. This is gonna be fun. I'm excited actually. Really,
Before
really excited.
F1MG.
Yes. Next Sunday. I will not be here for next Sunday's race. If anyone wants to fill in for my spot, message me. I will allow it. I will allow it. But you have to be good. And you have to beat Renegade. Or you will never do it again. Anyways, guys, it was fun. It was real. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
All right, see you.